Hey everyone, the Lazy Cook here. Today's a weekday, so we're gonna be doing something quick, something simple, and something easy to do. And that means salmon. Salmon is one of those ingredients that it's really difficult to get wrong. If you have a friend who don't really know how to cook but is trying to impress someone, I would fully suggest salmon. They're easy to cook and hard to mess up, and to bring out the flavors, the oily goodness that it is, it actually doesn't take a lot of work. So you really just want to start by massaging it a bit with some salt and pepper, just to get a bit of extra flavor into the skin especially. You'll want it nice and crispy. As side dishes for the salmon, today I am gonna cook some mushrooms and garlic, just to pan fry them, have them sweat out a bit of the mushroom, and just have, again, something that's very simple to do. And garlic is another essential ingredients that if you're going to start cooking that you need to get really familiar with. The easiest way for me to peel them is to really just to squash them with a knife and then take off the skin. And then just do some rough chops. I usually don't bother getting it down to a proper size or whatever. The more you chop, the more flavor comes up. There's some technical stuff around that you really don't need to know, but just cut it up into pieces that you can fry quickly later on. And then mushrooms. Mushrooms is another one of those really fail-safe ingredients in my opinion. It's very, very difficult to mess up mushrooms unless you boil them. Here, I don't even bother cutting up the mushrooms. I decided to just tear it apart with my hands, and why not, right? It's been one of those days. And just with these two ingredients, you can make pretty decent side dish that goes well with almost anything. Goes with almost any protein, whether it's fish like a salmon or some beef. When you're cooking salmon, you really want to have it skin side down first. You want that skin to be crispy and therefore easy to eat. And that's where all the fat is. So having that fat render, sort of cooking that skin inside the fat makes it really nice and crispy. So that's what you're trying to get. That kind of color is something that you're trying to get to. Once you flip it over, you really want to have to reduce the temperature a bit to a medium or so, because otherwise you're going to cook the outside without really cooking the inside very well, which is something that you don't want. It's not a deal breaker, especially if you bought your salmon on the day. It's not going to kill you or anything. And some people actually like it slightly raw. But if you want it perfectly cooked, lower down the temperature, make sure that it cooks through well. You want to do that for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, but you sort of learn the timing as you go. For the mushroom, it's really simple. Add a bit of olive oil, throw in a bit of garlic there. You don't want to have the oil this high in temperature. This is way too high. But, again, this is a very difficult dish to mess up. So throw in some garlic and then throw in the mushroom. The point here is to really sweat out the mushroom. So mushroom have a lot of moisture inside it. So during the cooking process, what you tend to notice is that they'll actually sweat quite a lot of moisture from within. And sort of that helps with the cooking process. So what I like to do is to put a lid on it and just to help them sweat out that moisture a bit more, so you can see the glisten in the mushroom right now from all the moisture that's sort of coming out of it. And you just want to cook the mushroom up to the point where all of the liquid has evaporated away, and that's when you know the mushroom is done. Now, you don't really need to do anything aside from that, but I have a tendency to add balsamic vinegar just as a quick glaze, cook it down a bit. You don't want the really sour taste, but there's some sweetness and some depth that you can add. And I also experimented a bit, added a little bit of honey, because a little bit of sweetness is always nice. Not the most healthy, again, I shouldn't be doing this, but a little bit of sweetness makes the medicine go down easier. And now just really putting it together. I put some spinach here because I'm trying to cut down on carbohydrates and all that stuff, but really nice mashed potato or even baked potato would be really good with the salmon, or even any type of pasta that you want. It's really this type of dish, quick, simple, easy to do, but still tastes pretty good. So a perfect thing for the weekday struggles.